Hey everyone, and welcome to Courage, Wisdom, Power, where we treat games like the game scum. What do you call a president? Or speed capitalism, whatever, it doesn't matter. It still ruins almost more friendships than Uno. This is a Christian gaming podcast where our mission statement is to have the courage to stand up for the faith, the wisdom to speak God's word, and the power to live for the Lord in everything we do. And just by listening, you're furthering the goal we set out to do. Our theme this season is Make It Intentional. And today's episode topic hits close to home for me like it always does. Pride. Before we get to that, let's do some catch-up. Fallout 4 is still great. Can't complain there, but there's another game I've put a few hours into that I bought to play with my friends. I still haven't played it with my friends yet. They haven't had the time to. But grab your picks and shotguns because we're going to talk about a little indie game that a lot of you probably know called Deep Rock Galactic. Deep Rock Galactic is a recent indie hit on PC, and when I say recent, I mean like it's been out for like 3 or 4 years, I think. And it's on PC, PlayStation, and Xbox, where you and up to 3 other people are space dwarves who visit planets to mine for their valuable resources with help from the equipment of the greater company you work for, Deep Rock Galactic. So far, I've only played solo and with randoms, but I've had way too much fun. Mining away at space rocks, zipping across a large cave, and shooting down screen-sized spiders with the boys, that is what Deep Rock Galactic is truly about. When you play this game, you'll hear the catchphrase for the game, Rockin' Stone, more than any other in your entire life. It has taken me years to find it, but I finally found the game to play with the boys that won't wear off like all the others. Even when you're just in the lobby hanging out, you can buy a round of space beer for everyone. You can play soccer with a giant disco ball. You can explore to find the secret arcade machine, rocket boots, anti-gravity button. Overall, it's just such a fun experience to play. Now, how does this relate to faith? So, it's very clear the main thing that this relates to faith. And like, it was super hard for me to not say this already throughout it because it's pretty close to rock and stone, deep rock, and steel, and all that, and metal stuff. You probably know what I'm gonna say. This game's the best example in gaming I've ever seen of iron sharpens iron. Everything you do has a greater effect on the people around you. Every ability, every bullet, every dig, it all strengthens your brothers in some way. There's also the fact that the community is greatly kind to new players. They want more people to play, and the best way to do that is to be respectful to everyone who joins in. Now, Proverbs 27:17, as iron sharpens iron, so a friend sharpens a friend. Deep Rock Galactic. This game is incredible. This game is I've never played anything like it in my life. Then again, I've never played Left 4 Dead, and I've heard it's very similar, but we're not going to talk about that. We're talking about Deep Rock. And Deep Rock, the thing with like the abilities, the weapons, everything you do within Deep Rock has a greater effect on your brothers. And it could harm or hurt them. Actually, no. There's barely any way you could harm or hurt your brothers in this game. Pretty much everything you do builds up somebody in some way. You have to go way out of your way to mess up what your brothers are doing. So like, overall, if you want a game to play with the boys where you're strengthening each other and you're not fighting constantly like with Minecraft or COD or Fortnite, if you want that game to play with your gaming bros where you're not going to kill each other, play Deep Rock. Deep Rock is fantastic. It is absolutely fantastic. Who knew a game about space dwarves would be the game to bring us together as one? Just go play it. Go play it with your youth group boys. Go play it with your normal boys. And literally, if you don't understand how if you don't understand how uplifting and sharpening this game is, people who play it do not use their mics, even though there is an option to. People who play Deep Rock, they don't use their mics. They just use the one emote button that is available. And all it does is you click down the stick on Xbox. Well, I have the Xbox version. I don't know what it is on PlayStation or PC. But you click down the stick and you raise your pick and your character shouts the phrase "Rockin' Stone." And then everyone else, they're not told to, but they do it. Everyone else goes "Rockin' Stone." And it's the coolest thing. And it uplifts me every single time someone does it. Every single time someone does it, I'm like, yeah, let's go. Ooh, I'm amped up. I'm so ready. And I want more games like that. I want more bro games, more iron sharpens iron in games, because we don't see that enough. In like duos is the closest we've gotten. Duos in Fortnite, or like a survival world with your boys. But you can still mess up. You can still mess up easily. I've had some of my worst fights over duos. So yeah, we need more games like Deep Rock, where everything you do is to strengthen the people around you, because that is a fantastic way of looking at a multiplayer game. Anyways, I also had a sick day this week, so I decided to binge a bunch of stuff. And I may have splurged a bit and gotten an Apple TV Plus subscription. I got the subscription so I could rewatch the movie Spirited, yet now I've stayed because it has some of the most fantastic projects I've ever seen on any streaming service. The thing that relates most to the show, though, is... Wait, yeah, I'm reading that right, sorry. My mind is all over the place today. But the thing that relates most to the show, though, is the work-based comedy by the creators of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Mythic Quest. Mythic Quest is exactly my humor. It's produced by Ubisoft, which is the funniest part because they basically are roasting themselves. And it rips and tears apart studios like Activision Blizzard, EA, and again, Ubisoft, in ways that I never thought I'd see anyone do outside of your average video essay. The amount of gaming in-jokes and references is astounding. I never expected to see Oscar-winning actor F. Murray Abraham crying over a Red Dead Redemption 2 cutscene, and yet I don't regret it either. Nor did I expect an entire one-off episode about a small indie game developing couple's dark, quiet death of their game and relationship across 20 years that nearly made me cry more than the opening of Up. If you've been on the fence about Apple TV Plus, I'll say it right here, you're missing out on some of the most clever and funny comedy series I've ever seen. Mythic Quest, Ted Lasso, Shrinking, all fantastic sitcoms that I will recommend to anyone. I haven't touched on the drama series yet, and I've heard they're absolutely something else. I did start Monarch with my dad. I gotta get back into that because fantastic series. But whether it's The Foundation or Severance or Silo or Blackbird, Apple TV Plus is pretty fantastic and has a lot of high quality original content that I did not expect to pull me in so hard. It's fantastic. Please go at least try the 7-day free trial and watch like the first episode of a few of the shows. Maybe the first like 3 or so episodes. Because Apple TV Plus's shows, there's a reason that they keep winning awards at like the Emmys and the Golden Globes, because they are high quality television. They are like, Apple TV Plus is like the channel that all the passion projects go, like all the small stuff that are like really niche ideas or by like smaller directors that aren't as well known. And I think that's a genius idea for a streaming service. That is absolutely genius. And it literally makes some of the best content because of that idea. Anyways, on to Songs from a Nightingale. Today's song's called Humility. And yes, I know it's not a Christmas song, but I still feel that it fits with the episode's theme. too well for me not to use it. It was written by Andrew Huang, or Andrew Bloom as his stage name, at a time when he was doubting everything, when he felt lost because of the lack of the Lord's guidance in his life. This song is him putting himself on his knees before the presence of God and saying he needs the Lord to guide him, and realizing he needs to trust the path the Lord has set out for him. I think this is a very important song for all of us right now, especially what's going on in my life. Like, this is a song perfectly for what's going on with me. I need to recenter my whole everything on Christ. And I think a lot of us are struggling with that exact same problem. So this is the perfect song for our generation, and the perfect song for what this episode is about. I'll be back.
Jesus, you're my heart's first love, and you've been holding on to me. You once were the air I breathed, still my heart to remember. And Jesus, I am wandering, but you're chasing after me. You once gave your life to me, still my soul to remember. Still my soul to remember. Your oceans wave without thinking, your mountains rise without knowing, your rivers run without needing to know where they're going. Your lilies spinning so free, oh, they're happy to be. So teach me this kind of humility. Teach me this kind of humility. Jesus, I am struggling. Lord, I'm struggling to see. I'm doubting your provision, so still my mind to remember that Jesus, you're my heart's first love, and you're leading me home through the fire and the flood to the place where I belong. But still my soul to remember. Your oceans wave without thinking, your mountains rise without knowing, your rivers run without needing to know where they're going. Your lilies spinning so free, they're just happy to be. Teach me this kind of humility. So teach me this kind of humility.
All right. So today, today's main topic is not going to be scripted. I tried to, over the week, write out the script for it. I couldn't land on anything that sounded honest. So I'm keeping this unscripted because this is a very personal subject for me. And I got a list of verses here to help me like stay centered. And we're going to be talking about pride, which pride is a much, much larger sin these days than we ever thought it could be, than we ever treat it like it is. With the idea of like everything being a me thing. Everything's me in this world. And it's a dangerous mindset for us believers because we are not supposed to think that way. We're supposed to think about each other, put each other first, treat others the way we are supposed to be treated. Treat others the way we want to be treated. Sharpen our brothers. And yet our world tells us to think about ourselves, think about our own self-care. Self-care is before everything else. And that personally in my own life has absolutely messed with my mind, absolutely messed with me. And here I have some verses. I'm going to kind of blind react to what they say. Proverbs 11:2, when pride comes, then comes disgrace, but with the humble is wisdom. I have been lost from wisdom. I treat myself like I am wise. I act like I'm wise, like I know what I'm talking about, when half the time I really don't. I really, really don't. There's a lot of lessons I've said on the show where I have not fulfilled what I've preached or done what I've said to do. And it shows. It really shows. And I wish for humility, to be humble all the time. And I get the humility. I don't learn anything from it. And so I have been asking the Lord more and more each day. I've been asking the Lord, don't just give me humility, give me humility that I can learn from. Because I have been humiliated. I've been told everything wrong with me, but I haven't learned from it. And that's what I want. I want the Lord to make me open for learning, open for change, and open to make sacrifices and be critiqued. And that is something that I've been dealing with for years. I have not been able to be open to sacrifices and to be critiqued when that's everything we're called to do. Sorry. Next we have Proverbs 29:23. One's pride will bring him low, but he who is lowly in spirit will obtain honor. Okay, that's a complicated one. Just from reading that for the first time right here, I can't just explain away that one. I really should have had at least a little bit of a plan. But one's pride will bring him low, but he who is lowly in spirit will obtain honor. I would need further context for that. But again, my pride has brought me low. My pride has brought me very, very low. To very dark places within me. And ruined so many things for me. So many very important things for me. Friendships, relationships, everything. Family. Lessons. Everything I do is affected by pride in a low way because I gained something. And that's all that matters. And yet, now I feel, maybe what it's saying is, now I feel like I am low in spirit currently. Or I was very low in spirit, whether I wanted to say I was or not. But I will obtain honor in heaven. I will be the prodigal. I'll be treated like the prodigal, I guess. That's just my loose interpretation here. I could be totally wrong. I could be totally wrong about all of these. Proverbs 8:13, the fear of the Lord is hatred of evil, pride and arrogance in the way of evil and perverted speech I hate. The Lord hates pride. The Lord hates pride. Proverbs 16:18, pride goes before destruction and a haughty spirit before a fall. Pride goes before destruction and a haughty spirit before a fall. Pride leads to destruction. Self-centeredness is a self-centered spirit leads to a fall. And that is where I was this entire time. This is basically an apology episode. That's what this entire episode is. Just this is the thing that's been on my mind for like weeks now. So this is basically an apology, whether it's to myself, to the Lord, to you guys, to my friends who listen, to my family who listens. It's an apology episode. And I have a lot of things that have to change within me. A lot of things, because there's so many, like, the Lord has really been speaking to me in the last week or two about this specific thing. It's always been on the back of my mind, but I have felt more connected to myself recently, and that's showing me things that I never noticed I had. And I am a lot more self-centered and a lot more prideful than I ever expected, and I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, because I act like I know everything when I am far from that. I am far from that. And I just pray that I already prayed that the Lord make me teachable. The Lord has made me teachable. I've prayed for humility. The Lord has humiliated me in many, many ways. And I've prayed that the Lord censor me on him, because the main thing that is causing my pride is I want fulfillment. And everyone says you can find fulfillment in the Lord. And yet I go, but what if the world can fulfill me? The world can fulfill me. I know it can. And then I go and chase off something and spend all my time on that thing instead of spending time strengthening my relationship with the Lord. And that is the main problem. That is the main problem here. Do not spend all your time with worldly things when you need fulfillment. When you need fulfillment, go to the Lord. He will give it. He will provide. He will provide. I have experienced the Lord providing fulfillment, and yet I feel, I don't want the Lord right now. I want to go do this thing without him. And it probably has nothing to do with him. This thing has nothing to do with him. He can't help me with that when everything does. And this is really just me unpacking things, because this is stuff that I've been talking to the Lord about for weeks now. And I just need somewhere to let it all out. And I've hurt too many people because of my pride. Way too many people for my pride and selfishness and self-centeredness. And I just pray that whoever was hurt by me is listening to this and knows I have not fixed it. I have not fixed it, but I'm working. I am having, the Lord's telling me what to do. The Lord is telling me what I should do, what I should change. And he is working through me to change that thing. I still have to put the work into it. It's because the Lord doesn't make like an escalator and then just sits you on it and then pulls you through. It's the Lord makes the path. You have to walk it. The Lord makes the path. You have to walk down it. He's not going to walk you down the path for you. It's not an out-of-body experience. You have to decide that you are going to follow what the Lord has for you. And it took me way too long to realize I wasn't doing that. Way too long. Because I've been telling people to do that for years when I haven't even been following it myself. So, I'd say this would be like an early New Year's resolution. We still got a few weeks till this even matters, but early New Year's resolution, I think of others first. I think of what others want first. I think of the things that other people want over me, because that is very important. It's so important. What others want, what my brothers in Christ, sisters in Christ, what my family wants, what all my friends want. I need what the Lord wants. I should put over all of them. I want to treat others better than I want to treat myself. I want to treat them better than myself, because they deserve so much more than myself. They deserve so much more than I deserve. And I want to give them that. The Lord did not sacrifice himself just for me. The Lord did not sacrifice his son just for me. He sacrificed his son for everyone. And I want to show that. Anyways, sorry for my rambling. My apology letter to myself / the Lord / my friends / you guys / everyone. But it had to be said at some point. It had to be said, unscripted, just getting all that out there. Pride is bad. Everyone knows that, but like, it's stronger than we ever thought it was. It's more prevalent than we ever thought it was. And the only way we can stop it is by making the intentional choice to go and think of others, think of the Lord before ourselves. So, with that in mind, thank you so much for listening to another episode of Courage, Wisdom, Power. I trauma dumped on all of you guys. I'm so sorry. But it had to be said. So go check out the Discord if it's working. I'll work on that at some point over Christmas break. And look out for the next episode. I'm sorry there wasn't a bonus last week. I tried to record it, but the service that I used crashed. So sorry about that, but listen to the other episodes, listen to the other bonuses. Go buy some merch. Merch is still up. Go buy it. Christmas is coming up. Just saying. And I just thank you guys for listening. I thank you guys so much for listening, because it means so much more to me than you ever could understand. And just to know that someone is listening to this and changing their lives to the betterment of the Lord, to turn everything they do to the Lord, is an incredible thought. Anyways, thank you so much for listening. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.